Hello, and welcome to Hire We Go, where we're chatting all things talent acquisition transformation. Whether you're an HR vet or someone who's simply fascinated by how to find, attract, and engage talent, you're in the right place. I'm your host and director of solutions here at Joveo, Ashlie Collins, and joining us today is Matt Buffington of KinISO. Thank you so much for joining us. Why don't you tell us a little bit more about yourself and KinISO?
Hi, Ashley. So I was in the staffing industry for about 20 years, owned and operated my own agencies, started out working for an agency and was frustrated because I couldn't find a platform that was an all-in-one business in a box that would run my offices. And so out of frustration, we built KinISO. So it's KINISO, kinetic energy in search of a candidate or in search of a client. So it's that all-in-one full suite 360 platform. If you own a staffing agency, everything from sales and marketing to recruiting and retention, and as well as a full back office for payroll and billing.
I like that. I like the science reference behind the name there from one nerd to another. I'll take it. And from your clients are staffing firm owners. So what trends in the market are they talking about in terms of like hot sectors or renewed hiring?
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, we're in a period of massive change, rapid change. AI, everybody's talking about AI, and how do we use that? How do we apply that to what we're doing? We're coming into a period where I believe we're going to see massive growth, especially in the clerical and the light industrial sectors. If you look at all the jobs that are being repatriated, if you look at Arizona, all the chip manufacturing that's going to go on there, all the automotive that we're bringing back, and so. 2024 was a tough year for a lot of our clients, and the main thing that we're hearing is how do we create and keep more customers? How do we get more job orders? And so whereas we were in a boom, during right after COVID, that cooled off, and people went from being just flush with job orders to, oh my gosh, I've got all these people, where do I put them? But I think we're coming out of that.
Awesome. A next question for you. If you had a magic wand, what would you change about talent sourcing in 2025?
If I had a magic wand, I would everybody would get back to a little bit of old school recruiting, where we actually engage with the people we're recruiting and get to understand what they can do, what they will do. And the same thing on the client side, really get to understand the work, go beyond the job description. Job description, in my view, does not describe the work. A lot of times it's very generic. So I'd really like to see our industry dig in and really understand the work first and focus on that. I think that would improve things massively.
And what role do you think automation has to play in terms of facilitating that getting back to the old school human connection?
Yeah. Well, obviously, there's a lot of things you can do with automated texting, email, triggers on your desktop or on your dashboard that tell you, hey, follow up with this person, or you need to make a service call to this client. So anything you can do to reduce the labor on the recruiter, the mundane, picking up the phone, manually dialing, or crafting a text, all that stuff is great, and it really frees you up to, again, focus back on what's the work here and who's this person that I'm trying to place in a job.
Yeah, I love that, because we do spend a lot of time talking about the candidate experience. And I would say we spend significantly less time than we should talking about the recruiter experience and how that's changed over time, and why it needs to be as amazing as the candidate experience if this is going to feel good for everybody.
Well, and you said, feel good for everybody. So I think really what you're talking about, if you think about it, and this will sound a little strange, but what we do is it's really an exchange of energy. Sales is an exchange of energy. We're selling the invisible. We're taking a client company with job orders, and we're taking candidates who need a job. We're putting them together. It's not a physical product there. So definitely that experience is important. It makes you perform better. It reduces burnout, which reduces turnover within our industry. So I agree with you.
Oh, amazing. Love that so much. And thank you for sharing your experience and your insights with us. And thank you all so much for joining us today. And we'll see you all soon.